It's the second day of the DOJ interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell, the convicted co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein. And this morning, President Trump was asked if he would consider issuing her a pardon for certain information. Well, he said he hadn't thought about it, but said that he would be allowed to. The president also told reporters that he could give them a list of people who spent time with Epstein, even lived with him, while continuing to call this a scandal. We'll call this scandal, that is, a hoax. CBS News correspondent Scott McFarland joining us right now with a breakdown of this and other top stories. Scott, good to see you on this Friday. Tell us, Scott, what else did the president have to say about his former defense attorney meeting with Maxwell this week?
Larry, this is such an unorthodox, if not unprecedented thing. Having a convicted sex trafficker face-to-face in a meeting room in Tallahassee with the Deputy U.S. Attorney General. That is a high-ranking official to take this meeting. The president was asked just before day two whether he's planning on pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, in part for her cooperation, and he didn't directly answer. He said he doesn't want to talk about that, though he acknowledged he has the power to pardon Maxwell. It's going to raise a lot of questions about whether the administration is going to use Maxwell to try to quell this political controversy over the Epstein files and give her something in return. To say she's a controversial figure is a wild understatement, Larry. She is a convicted sex trafficker who is accused by young women of being complicit in their rapes.
And the details of these allegations have been quite disturbing. Well, at this morning's press gaggle, instead of Epstein, the president seemed more interested in talking about his alleged Obama conspiracy, saying that it led to a coup. Help us understand here kind of where this is all coming from and what evidence the president has that he's basing these claims on.
Critics are going to accuse the president of concocting or constructing a diversion to change the topic off of Jeffrey Epstein and the Epstein matter, and talking about President Obama and these allegations, these meritless allegations that President Obama was part of colluding or conspiring to create a false investigation of Russian interference in the 2016 election. A bipartisan Senate committee found there was an effort by Russia to try to interfere in the 2016 election. But by invoking President Obama's name, President may be seeking to or succeeding in, Larry, changing the topic. But there's no indication this is being seriously investigated. I asked the U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, yesterday if she planned on investigating this, and she begged off the question.
All right. Well, we're also learning of new reports that an independent watchdog for the Pentagon received new evidence regarding Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth allegedly sending classified information over that group chat Signal. What are you hearing?
The Inspector General found that some information that was shared on Signal should not have been shared on Signal, but the Defense Secretary and his team have been unequivocal for weeks now, saying there were no war plans shared on the Signal app. But there certainly are concerns about what was shared on the Signal app, as reported a couple of months ago. And this has been a chronic political issue for the Defense Secretary ever since these revelations this spring. And the Inspector General report raises the profile of that issue again.
All right. I'm sure we'll be talking about this for the next week or so. Scott McFarland, good to see you. Have a great weekend, sir.